FCLE Practice Test 2026 Part 1 American Democracy.
Question 1. What is the defining characteristic of a republican form of government? Option A. A monarch holds absolute power. Option B. Citizens directly vote on all laws. Option C. Elected officials represent the people. Option D. The military controls the state.
The correct answer is option C. Elected officials represent the people. In a republic, or representative democracy, citizens elect leaders to represent them and make laws on their behalf.
Question 2. Which political philosopher heavily influenced the Founding Fathers with his concept of the separation of powers? Option A. John Locke. Option B. Thomas Hobbes. Option C. Baron de Montesquieu. Option D. Jean-Jacques Rousseau.
The correct answer is option C. Baron de Montesquieu. Montesquieu argued for dividing government power into legislative, executive, and judicial branches to prevent tyranny.
Question 3. What is the principle of the rule of law? Option A. The government is above the law. Option B. Everyone including leaders must obey the law. Option C. Laws are established by the military. Option D. The wealthy are exempt from laws.
The correct answer is option B. Everyone including leaders must obey the law. The rule of law ensures that no individual, not even a president or monarch, is above the law and that laws are fairly applied to all.
Question 4. Which term describes the division of power between the national government and state governments? Option A. Federalism. Option B. Checks and balances. Option C. Separation of powers. Option D. Popular sovereignty.
The correct answer is option A. Federalism. Federalism is the constitutional division of power between the federal, national, government and the state governments.
Question 5. What concept is defined as a system where each branch of government can limit the powers of the other branches? Option A. Federalism. Option B. Rule of law. Option C. Checks and balances. Option D. Due process.
The correct answer is option C. Checks and balances. Checks and balances prevent any single branch from becoming too powerful, such as the president's ability to veto legislation.
Question 6. According to the Declaration of Independence, where does the government get its power? Option A. From the military. Option B. From a divine right. Option C. From the consent of the governed. Option D. From the Constitution.
The correct answer is option C. From the consent of the governed. The principle of popular sovereignty states that all legitimate government power is derived from the consent of the people.
Question 7. Which of the following is considered a natural right identified by John Locke? Option A. Right to a fair trial. Option B. Life, liberty and property. Option C. A freedom of speech. Option D. Right to bear arms.
The correct answer is option B. Life, liberty and property. John Locke's philosophy of natural rights included life, liberty, and property, which Thomas Jefferson adapted into the Declaration of Independence.
Question 8. What is the concept of popular sovereignty? Option A. The government is ruled by a popular king. Option B. Political power rests with the people. Option C. The states have more power than the federal government. Option D. The Supreme Court has the final say.
The correct answer is option B. Political power rests with the people. Popular sovereignty is the principle that the authority of a state and its government is created and sustained by the consent of its people.
Question 9. Which of the following is a civic duty rather than a civic responsibility? Option A. Voting in elections. Option B. Volunteering in the community. Option C. Serving on a jury when summoned. Option D. Staying informed on public issues.
The correct answer is option C. Serving on a jury when summoned. Civic duties are legally mandated obligations, like paying taxes or jury service, while responsibilities are voluntary actions, like voting.
Question 10. What does the concept of due process guarantee? Option A. The right to bear arms. Option B. Fair treatment through the normal judicial system. Option C. The right to free speech. Option D. The right to vote for all citizens.
The correct answer is option B. Fair treatment through the normal judicial system. Due process ensures that the government must respect all legal rights owed to a person, preventing arbitrary deprivation of life, liberty, or property.
Question 11. Which branch of the United States government is responsible for making laws? Option A. Executive branch. Option B. Judicial branch. Option C. Legislative branch. Option D. Administrative branch.
The correct answer is option C. Legislative branch. Article I of the Constitution grants the legislative branch, Congress, the power to draft and pass laws.
Question 12. Which branch of the United States government is responsible for interpreting laws? Option A, executive branch. Option B, judicial branch. Option C, legislative branch. Option D, state branch.
The correct answer is option B, judicial branch. Article 3 of the Constitution grants the judicial branch, headed by the Supreme Court, the power to interpret laws and determine their constitutionality.
Question 13. What is the primary function of the executive branch? Option A, to interpret laws. Option B, to enforce and implement laws. Option C, to create and pass laws. Option D, to declare laws unconstitutional.
The correct answer is option B, to enforce and implement laws. The executive branch, led by the President, is responsible for enforcing the laws passed by Congress.
Question 14. What is eminent domain? Option A, the right of individuals to own property. Option B, the power of the government to take private property for public use with just compensation. Option C, the prohibition of cruel and unusual punishment. Option D, the division of land between states.
The correct answer is option B, the power of the government to take private property for public use with just compensation. Under the Fifth Amendment, eminent domain allows the government to take private property for public use provided the owner is fairly compensated.
Question 15. Which mechanism is used to elect the President of the United States? Option A, direct popular vote. Option B, the Electoral College. Option C, a vote by the House of Representatives. Option D, a decision by the Supreme Court.
The correct answer is option B, the Electoral College. The President and Vice President are elected by the Electoral College, a system where states allocate electoral votes based on congressional representation.
Question 16. What are enumerated powers? Option A, powers left strictly to the states. Option B, powers not written down in any document. Option C, powers explicitly granted to the federal government by the Constitution. Option D, powers shared by the states and federal government.
The correct answer is option C, powers explicitly granted to the federal government by the Constitution. Enumerated, or delegated, powers are specifically listed in Article I, Section 8 of the Constitution, such as the power to coin money or declare war.
Question 17. What are reserved powers? Option A, powers shared by national and state governments. Option B, powers specifically listed for the President. Option C, powers kept by the states or the people under the 10th Amendment. Option D, powers granted to the Supreme Court.
The correct answer is option C, powers kept by the states or the people under the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment reserves all powers not explicitly given to the federal government, nor prohibited to the states or the people.
Question 18. Which of the following is an example of a concurrent power? Option A, declaring war. Option B, coining money. Option C, levying taxes. Option D, regulating interstate commerce.
The correct answer is option C, levying taxes. Concurrent powers are shared by both the federal and state governments, such as the power to tax, build roads, and establish courts.
Question 19. What is a writ of habeas corpus? Option A, a law that punishes someone without a trial. Option B, a court order demanding a prisoner be brought before the court to determine if their detention is lawful. Option C, a law making an act illegal after it was committed. Option D, a decree issued by the President.
The correct answer is option B, a court order demanding a prisoner be brought before the court to determine if their detention is lawful. Habeas corpus protects individuals from unlawful imprisonment and guarantees the right to challenge one's detention in court.
Question 20. What does an ex post facto law do? Option A, grants a pardon to a convicted criminal. Option B, criminalizes an act that was legal when committed. Option C, requires the reading of Miranda rights. Option D, guarantees a trial by jury.
The correct answer is option B, criminalizes an act that was legal when committed. The Constitution explicitly bans ex post facto laws, meaning the government cannot punish someone for an action that was legal at the time it was done.
Question 21. Which term refers to a legislative act that singles out an individual or group for punishment without a trial? Option A, writ of habeas corpus. Option B, ex post facto law. Option C, bill of attainder. Option D, executive order.
The correct answer is option C, bill of attainder. The Constitution strictly forbids bills of attainder to ensure that the legislative branch cannot bypass the judicial system to punish individuals.
Question 22. What is the purpose of a grand jury? Option A, to decide if a defendant is guilty or innocent. Option B, to determine if there is enough evidence to bring criminal charges. Option C, to sentence a convicted criminal. Option D, to review appeals from lower courts.
The correct answer is option B, To determine if there is enough evidence to bring criminal charges. A grand jury reviews evidence presented by a prosecutor to determine whether there is probable cause to indict someone for a serious crime.
Question 23. What is the highest law of the land in the United States? Option A. The Declaration of Independence. Option B. The Articles of Confederation. Option C. The U.S. Constitution. Option D. The Magna Carta.
The correct answer is option C, the U.S. Constitution. The Supremacy Clause in Article 6 establishes the U.S. Constitution as the supreme law of the land, overriding state laws if there is a conflict.
Question 24. Which of the following best describes the free enterprise system in the United States? Option A. The government completely controls the economy. Option B. Individuals and businesses operate for profit with minimal government interference. Option C. Only the state can own property. Option D. All businesses are run collectively by workers.
The correct answer is option B. Individuals and businesses operate for profit with minimal government interference. American democracy is economically supported by a free enterprise, capitalist, system characterized by private ownership, competition, and profit motives.
Question 25. Which constitutional clause stretches Congress's powers to pass laws necessary to carry out its enumerated powers? Option A. The Supremacy Clause. Option B. The Elastic Clause, Necessary and Proper Clause. Option C. The Commerce Clause. Option D. The Establishment Clause.
The correct answer is option B. The Elastic Clause, Necessary and Proper Clause. The Elastic Clause grants Congress the implied powers necessary to implement its expressly delegated powers.
Question 26. What is the significance of the phrase consent of the governed? Option A. It means the people have given the government permission to rule. Option B. It means the monarch relies on the nobles. Option C. It establishes a state religion. Option D. It requires citizens to serve in the military.
The correct answer is option A. It means the people have given the government permission to rule. Rooted in the Declaration of Independence, it means that a government's legitimacy is justified and lawful only when consented to by the people.
Question 27. Which characteristic is essential for a functional representative democracy? Option A. Absolute control by the executive. Option B. A unified single-party system. Option C. Free, fair and regular elections. Option D. Suppression of minority opinions.
The correct answer is option C. Free, fair and regular elections. Free and fair elections allow citizens to choose their representatives and hold them accountable, which is the cornerstone of a republic.
Question 28. What term describes the system where two major political parties dominate voting in nearly all elections? Option A. Multi-party system. Option B. Two-party system. Option C. Single-party state. Option D. Direct democracy.
The correct answer is option B. Two-party system. The United States operates primarily under a two-party system, historically dominated by the Democratic and Republican parties.
Question 29. Which of the following is a primary way interest groups influence public policy? Option A. Drafting constitutional amendments. Option B. Lobbying elected officials. Option C. Issuing Supreme Court rulings. Option D. Vetoing legislation.
The correct answer is option B. Lobbying elected officials. Interest groups advocate for specific causes by lobbying legislators, organizing grassroots campaigns, and supporting political candidates.
Question 30. What does it mean when a president issues a pardon? Option A. They override a congressional veto. Option B. They appoint a new Supreme Court justice. Option C. They forgive an individual for a federal crime and cancel their punishment. Option D. They declare war on a foreign nation.
The correct answer is option C. They forgive an individual for a federal crime and cancel their punishment. The president has the exclusive power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, effectively clearing a criminal record.